Hello, my dear students. Welcome back. Children, as we know that in the month of April, we have gone through with the audio of the first lesson, economics, that is the development. Now, after long days, again we are back. So, we are going to have one more time the recall of this lesson. Before starting this lesson, just will have a glance on the today's thought, that is, there is no substitute for the hard work. Yes, children, there is no substitute for the hard work. Yes. Thinking with this, let us start for the development. What is development? Yes, again in this development lesson, we are going to see the meaning of development, briefly explanation on the development, goals of development, again the national development, comparison of countries, human development, measuring development, and the sustainable development here. Yeah. Next, development here. What is the development? Development, it may be a many types, like development applies to all round development of a country, such as freedom, participative involvement, economic equality, security, life with dignity, and good standard of living. This is also one of the development, or we can say development is a process of economic and social advancement in terms of the quality of human life, or it is the process of improvement and changes required for better living and existence. Now we are going to see the meaning of a development here. Now, development is the process in which something grows, becomes a more mature and advanced, or a branch of economics that focuses on improving the economies of a developing countries. Development economies consider how to promote economic growth in such countries by improving factors like health, education, working condition, domestic and international policies, and market conditions. It examines both macroeconomic and microeconomic factors relating to the structure of a developing economy and how that economy can create effective domestic and the international growth. Yes, uh, this same slide we will discuss in a brief. That is, let's first understand between the growth and development. When we say growth, we talk about it is an increase in the net or the real national income and the national output. However, when we talk about development, it is not merely an increase in national income. It is much beyond the increase in the national income. So, we talk about the living standard that could be measured in per capita income, literacy rate, and the health care. Now, in simple words, if I say about the development, development is the kind of directional growth. That means we are growing, but we are providing a direction to the growth. That means our aim for this growth is providing literacy to all, providing good health care facility, and providing a kind of basic medical facility, improving the life expectancy of the residents. So, all those are kind of directional growth here. So, development if includes a kind of directional growth, we say development is useful or beneficial, isn't it? Now here different people have the different goals. If we see different people can have different development goals, it may be a development for them, it not be a development for me. Yeah. So with this we can say that what is the development for me might not be a development for you, or what is a development for you might not be development for me. Means here, as we see that development, many people have their different goals of development. So in this, we are having the people's comparison here. For example, I have the development of achieving more and more. Yours development will be different from my development. So this is what we are going to see in this. Yes. Now, example, if we take development category of persons. For example, it has given here. This example I will explain in a very descriptively. Here, landless rural labours. What the landless rural requires here again? More days for work, better wages, economic social equality, and for the rich people under second category, if you see, rich people, they want the higher family income again, better educating to their children, again to settle their children. I'll give a just use this slide just to listen to me. So let's say you have a kind of landless labor. Yes, for a landless labor, what could be development again? For this example, I am elaborating, children, just listen it. Development could be earning more wages or getting more days of work, or very higher thought, we can say that very higher thoughts, we can say that hands be getting a kind of permanent employment here. So that is a kind of development from the perspective of a landless labor here. From the perspective of a prosperous farmer could be gaining more income, bringing him there in more technology or in the forms of getting in more prosperity. Again, we can elaborate again with this same example. For an urban unemployed youth, the development could be getting a good, decent employment. Again, for tribal, the development could be getting good education here again, having a rising socio-economic strata, getting equality or getting land ownership. For the girls, if we take the examples, again for a girl child, development could be in terms of equal opportunity, education as priority, or in terms of better freedom or more higher freedom level. So there are different development assessment or development levels or different development goals of a person has. So we cannot say what is development for maybe would not be definitely development for you. So person has different development levels or different development goals that he or she can be wants to achieve. National development. I'll elaborate with this again with the example. Here we can see, children, when we talk about the national development or development of a nation, our basic ideas is to improve the life of the citizens of that nation. So, what can we talk about them? We can talk about the net GDP of the nation. We can talk about all the parameters like literacy rate, parameters like healthcare, health index, and life expectancy, socio-economic development. So, these are some of the parameters that we would consider. When we talk about the national development, along with this, we will focus on personal income also, or growth income, or removal of poverty, satisfaction of socio-economic needs, and attainment of democratic and participating society. So these are some of the national goals or national development goals or being defined, isn't it? So like the education is there, health is there, and national income, these all come under the national development. So this PPT just I have given with the elaboration description there again. Now, how to compare different countries? Yes, how to compare the different countries here? Just we can come again with the elaboration here. However, when we come on the comparison of with the national and state, for comparison, it's important to note that we compare about the we always compare the averages here, where we do not compare the total, because when we comparing the total income, that total income would vary based on the number of people living in that country. So, rather than comparing the total income, what we need to compare is the average income. So, when we talk about the average income or per capita income, that income, that's the total income divided by the total number of residents of the total of people there. So, this is about the comparing of the national nations there. Again, I can give one example that for the present and the past up to the present, as we know that, let's talk about the world map. If we see the American continents and then you have Africa, you have an India and so on, right? So what is happening there, or if we look on the past trend, we can say that Africa is less developed nation compared to America. Yes, that means that past has been trend better for the present growth or the present nation that present nation development is the in this region. So if there is a higher development in this region would proper much better than it's to compare as the prosperity in Africa there, because you had a kind better you have a kind better start or a kind good start that was available for this region. So that explained again how present is governed by the past there, by again for different people the different goals that have been set up there. So next, if you see World Development Report here, yeah. So let's say you have a kind of in the world development about by the World Bank. World Bank has their in the report end 2006 that it says that income or more than 4,53,000 per annum, okay, per annum and above in 2004, it is considered called as a rich countries there. Okay, again, if the income level is less than the 37,000 or less than called it as an that is called the low income countries, that is the poor income countries. So India in that year, India fall into the category of low income categories or low poor income category, because in 2004 the per capita income of India was nearly about 28,000 per annum. Now again, if we talk about the rich countries, we exclude that the Middle East and the certain small countries that are developed countries, because we are excluding the countries of Middle East in this. Why? Because they are kind of rich countries but won't consider them as a kind of developed nation. So this is a kind of basic idea to help to us to understand at what parameters we can compare the development levels again here. So these are the development comparing the development levels of the per capita income, but not at the level of absolute income or the total income. So that's the first thing to note, that the basic. Now besides this income, what are the parameters of that are important. Now here children, we can comparison of two countries just is given in this slide into the monthly income of the citizen in 2007. Okay, in the year 2007 it has given, assume that country X is in the first, second, third interval it is getting, and the total PCI is the 9,000 there. Again Y is getting the 500, 500, 500 for the last it will be the 9,000, sir. So let us consider two countries here. Okay, A and B, we have assumed that they have only 5 citizens. In that country we have five citizens. We have taken as an example that both the countries have identical average income, but country A has more equitable distribution. People are neither very rich nor extremely poor there, while most citizens in country B are poor and one person is rich there. Again, hence, while average income is useful for comparison, it does not tell us how this income is distributed among the people here. Yes, got it? Got the clear? I hope so. Now here, income and human development, that is the human development resource, is published by the UNDP. That again we are going to see in a very detailed manner. Now I'll give the example of the two states, that is the in India. Let's talk about the India and let's take an example of Kerala and Punjab here. Okay, now Punjab has much higher per capita income as compared to Kerala. However, if we talk in terms of development, we would say Kerala is much ahead of Punjab. Now, why so? Because when we talking about development for sake, we had not just merely including the per capita income, as we did not in the case of growth. So if we talk about the growth, we can say Punjab has a higher growth is compared to the Kerala. But if we talk in terms of development, we are including that parameters like infant mortality rate. Yes, now this is the main that comes, that infant mortality rate. Why it has been compared to the states? Now with this example, we will elaborate it in a clear picture here. Infant mortality rate, that is literacy rate and the net attendance ratio. Okay, now infant mortality rate in the number of children that are not able to survive below the age of 1 year per 1000 live births. So, if the infant mortality rate is higher, the region is not doing well in terms of development. Again, the literacy rate, if the literacy, we define it as a person who can read and write of an age group of about 7 years. And now, if we say the literacy rate is higher, that means a higher development. Now, we move to the full detail on the net attendance ratio. The net attendance ratio, children in the age group of 6 to 10 years, if they are attending more school as compared to the other region, that means the region, for example A, is doing well in terms of net attendance ratio. And as higher development, again public facility is again an important parameter, because it is not just a money in your pocket, it's how the community is being developed. So if there is a kind of pollution free environment, adulterations, or we can say adulterate medicine, more of the sewerage of sanitation facilities that are available. So all these are public facilities. They are the better means of all overall development agent in the much better. So these are some of the parameters. These are the some of the parameters we can look into the considering the development. Okay, again per capita income, as we discussed, life expectancy, just we are going to see that the minimum age up the which the adult lives in the life expectancy rate. This also shows that overall quality of life in a country. As per 2011 census, the life expectancy in India for male in 67 years and for females is 72. Life expectancy of India is 68 years accurately to year 2014. And the per capita income, just now I had discussed in the last slide, again it is calculated in dollars for all the countries, so that it can be compared. It is done in a way so that every dollar would buy same amount of goods and services in any country. So it is the question of all the countries. Here the comparison of India with the neighbor and the development on the basis of income and other criteria they have given here. With this slide we can see that Norway, China, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, and their life expectancy they have given here. On PCI in there is the US dollar is the 38,550. If you can go through with this slide, you can see the children here. Life expectancy again 80. Again gross enrollment is again 97. HDR is the again 1 here. So this is just, that is the HDI is nothing but the Human Development Index here, that about the table are out of 777 countries in the all. Okay, this you can compare just with this. You have the same in the textbook also. Again literacy is the more important again here for the net attendance ratio. For attendance also it affects that as we seen in the last slide. So for the better development it should be compulsory, it must be an literacy. So literacy is one of the important again to everyone here. Now measuring developments, that is the gross development, how it can be developed. So here gross national development product measured to the total value of the officially recorded goods and services produced by the citizens and corporations of a country in a given year, that is the GNP. How the gross national product has been defined here, it is given in a very defined here. Includes the things produced inside and outside a country's territory. That is the GDP, that is the gross development product. Again measure of the total value of the officially recorded good, okay, and the services produced by the citizens and corporations of a country in a given year. Means here the total value of the officially recorded goods. Now how much we are getting officially, that only recorded as the GDP there in a 1 year. The next is the GNI, that is the gross national income. Measure of the monetary worth of what is produced within a country plus income received from the investment outside the country. See here, inside the country and also the within the country and also outside the country, whatever the you have investment received is the most common measure is used today. Till now we are using the same here as the GNI here. So these are the measuring developments. One of the 3R is given here, very important, compared through with the this one. Again if we see, the next one is about the how the global challenges of tomorrow drive our work today. We shape sustainable development worldwide. Yes, in this chapter again we have added the one is that is the sustainable development. Sustainable development is also very important here. So to compare with the global challenges, we should look forward to the sustainable development. What is sustainable development meaning? Okay, the word sustainable means something which is not short lived but can continue in future also. This sustainable already we have seen in the geography also. Again, sustainable development is a development strategy that manages all natural resources and human resources as well as financial and physical assets for increasing long-term wealth and well-being. So, economic development is the developed countries and developing countries has been attained at the cost of natural resources and environment. For example, excessive mining of iron, gold, silver, or coal and extraction of crude oil lead to a depletion of the stock of these resources. Smoke and other poisonous gases being released from the factories lead to the environmental pollution. Problems of water and air pollution are affecting the lives of the people and affect the lives of future generation also. So these are, we have to sustain this development, we have to take care of this one, and we are facing the much problems on the environmental degradation and sustainable development. Our mismanagement of natural resources will result into environmental degradation also, children, here that is not confined to national or state boundary. Now the focus on sustainable development which permits us to use the resources carefully. Yes, whatever the resources are there, we have to use it in a very careful manner. Means we should not waste it unnecessary. Sustainable development is a new term that is associated with the balanced use of natural resources by using resources at minimum levels so that future generations can use it. Okay, so it is not that we should today only we should do all the things and for tomorrow again we have to see it. That is not the correct way. So we have to use it for the future also. Objectives of features of sustainable development: sustained rise in the real PCI and equity of life, reduction in pollution, rational use of natural resources to fulfills the requirements of the future generations. As I just in the last slide we have discussed, that is also we have to sustain it for the futures also, next development. So one example I can environmental I can give as the groundwater in India. Again is the exhaustion of natural resources also. Again, before ending, just I want to summarize the things what we have discussed. That is the development. Development involves desires or aspirations about the world we like to do or how we would like to live. Development includes freedom, participative involvement, economic equality, security, life with the dignity. So, simple method of comparing development of national or total national income, but it does not provide clear idea about the development of a country because the population of each country varies. So, you use the average income of per capita income. Before saying thank you to all, let me say that whatever the questions are there, if you have any queries in this lesson, so you can WhatsApp me to my number at any time, so I can help you for your solutions. So take into the lesson in a meaningful way. If you have any problem, please contact me and go thoroughly once again, read the lesson properly and do it well for your exam. Children, take care, be safe, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.